All right, Anthony on Air podcast back for another episode. We're talking about Prince Andrew. His ex-girlfriend's talking, says that him and Clinton were like brothers. Plus, he's deleted all his social media, and he throws a stuffed animal hissy fit when this happens.
Oh, I hate that.
Ghislaine Maxwell has formally requested a new trial. Details on how shitty Britney Spears' father was. A reporter questions Joe Biden as to why America thinks he has mental illness, or he's not mentally fit, I should say. There's a boycott on Starbucks after they reversed their requirements for the vaccine/testing. Happy birthday, Dolly Parton. What jelly goes best with peanut butter? Important topics today.
Come on now.
Kathy Griffin and her comeback, which we do not need. Class and ass, Cardi B saves the day. Plus, DC is killing the Justice League.
What?
A vid update and a girls reboot. Plus, J Sabs joins us to review the podcast that she wasn't on Monday.
Seems a little biased.
Well, we got a lot of stuff, Frankie C. How you doing, my man?
Better than you, I think. We'll get that vid update later, though.
Yes, we sure will. Let's get the Prince Andrew update. So that new documentary has aired, or is airing tonight. I don't know what. I can't do the time difference.
Do your friggin' research.
I can't do it.
What time did it say in England?
I think it's Wednesday night in England, which was like 12 hours ago or some shit, right? I don't know. Anyway, it's called Ghislaine, Prince Andrew, and the Pedophile.
6 hours ago, I think. From
6, 7 hours, 8 hours ago.
Whatever time it is now, it was that 6 hours ago.
When will then be now?
Soon. Okay. I just watched that movie like 2 days ago.
Bonus points for anybody in the comments who knows what movie that's from. Which also we have to get that on our.
It's called disclosure, you dickhead.
Got to get that on our soundboard.
Yeah. We got that.
That's an important one. Ghislaine, Prince Andrew, and the Pedophile. So A+ for information on the documentary, D- for naming the documentary. But they interviewed Lady Victoria Hervey, Hervey. That's Hervey, right?
That's Hervey.
You wouldn't say Harvey there.
No, you wouldn't.
And she claims
unless
that
it's French, it would be like Hervé.
Hervé.
But I don't know, maybe.
She claims that Clinton and Prince Andrew loved being around each other and that they were like brothers. The Duke of York's press office did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Clinton could not immediately be reached for comment either. Hervé did not immediately respond to questions following up on her claims in the documentary. But the two of them dated in 1999, and she says, and I quote here, Bill Clinton was definitely very close to Jeffrey. They were like brothers, and he was close to Ghislaine as well. When asked about Epstein and Clinton's relationship to Prince Andrew, Hervey said, Prince Andrew was the son of the Queen of England. Americans love that. Jeffrey loved that. Bill Clinton loved that.
What does that mean about their relationship?
So that they were all like super tight together.
They loved that.
They loved it.
Mm.
Yeah.
So she said that Bill Clinton and Epstein were like brothers.
Bill Clinton and Epstein were like brothers. Yeah. I guess our title's a smidge misleading there.
So I thought Prince Andrew and Clinton were like brothers.
Yeah.
Wow. That's either way, it's a big scumbag factory.
It is a huge scumbag factory.
Mm.
Yes.
Not a great look.
No, not a great look. But again, it's all kind of piling up now on Prince Andrew as all this stuff kind of comes out. And not only did he lose all his titles from the Queen, but he's lost all his social media accounts as well.
See, the titles come and go, but social media.
Yeah.
You lose your social media, you're who are you? You're nobody.
It's a big deal. Supposedly, what I read, according to English law, he didn't even technically lose his titles until he switched his Facebook account over, his status. So
exactly. I heard the only way he lost his titles is that he left them on a bus. I'll see myself out. Okay, I'm back.
Might be the wait. Hold on, let me get
wrong.
Why do you have that?
That is incorrect.
You're
That's the only one that, because I couldn't find all my sound bank from the radio days. It's gone except for that one.
You should put Depeche Mode's Wrong.
No, that's
on
funny.
there.
That's a good one too. So anyway, those sickos all were super, super tight. How much, like, I feel like I keep asking this all the time, but how much longer can Clinton parade around like nothing is wrong and keep denying these things? You know what I'm saying? Like, focus was on
Till he's in
Ghislaine.
court.
I guess so. And we moved to Prince Andrew, which is fine, but like how many more days does this guy have to roam
And-
around and everybody act like he did nothing wrong?
Until he's named by someone, accused by, someone, like, and brought in front of,
Brought into a court, yeah, because he's definitely been accused.
well, charged, I guess. You have
Yeah.
to be,
Yeah.
one of these accusers that was in court with Ghislaine and Prince Andrew. Just got to bring him to the attention of the powers that be and subpoena Bill Clinton or whoever else.
The Duke of York Twitter handle now leads to a blank page. His YouTube page no longer exists. His Instagram account, HRH, the Duke of York,
His Royal Highness.
His Royal Highness. Very good. Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you, buddy.
Oh.
Is still active. It is understood that it is also being removed as well, along with his Facebook account, but some accounts are taking longer to filter through.
How do you account for that?
You are off to
That's
a
2 for 2.
fire start. No,
Two
you're
for-
doing great.
Thank you.
I like that one a lot.
Thank you.
That was a good one.
Okay.
By the way, credit our pal Jackie for sending that story over. And she also sent over the stuffed animal story, which we'll get to right after our read for Jumpstart Coffee Company, which is the official sponsor of the podcast here. Couldn't do it without them. Want to thank them so much for all their support. Great coffee, great cause. 50% of their profits go to the Navy SEAL Foundation. So when you purchase Jumpstart with the link in the description, you're supporting this podcast, a great coffee company, and the Navy SEALs. That's a win-win-win. Their flavor is another win. Frank's showing the dark roast off there. Medium roast. They got an espresso blend. They do have decaf for those of you that require the decaf. Again, check it out in the link in the description below this episode. And order some up and use that promo code AOA15 to save 15%. Last episode, we talked about the fact that he had stuffed animals on his bed.
Not only did he have stuffed animals on his bed, but he had somewhere in the area of 60?
Yeah. Yes. Like an uncomfortable amount of stuffed animals and things.
One is weird for a 60-something-year-old man. How old is he? 7? I don't know.
Yeah.
One is kind of weird. 10 would be very weird, but like at least it's not like you're holding on to one, like, but now 60 is just over the top weird.
Yeah, you want to hear over the top weird?
Yes.
The Duke of York is said to have an extension collection of cuddly toys carefully arranged on a bed, and royal staff were even issued a laminated photo to ensure that they were all put back in the right place after cleaning, because the prince would fly into a rage if they weren't handled exactly how he liked them.
Yeah, this guy, this is not my kind of guy, to quote George Costanza's father.
That is beyond disturbing. Stuffed
Come on.
animal collection on the bed. Creepy.
You want to have stuffed animals? Fine. Everybody's got their thing. You got a collection, maybe. You like your stuffed animals. Whatever. But to go into a rage when your servants, number one, don't put them in the right order. I could kind of forgive having stuffed animals. All right.
No, I can't.
You have some kind of. Everybody's got a collection of something.
Okay,
You've got a collection of stuff, I'm sure. Something.
I'll give boys up till the age of 10. Then it's time
Right.
to get those stuffed animals off the bed.
Yeah.
I will give girls to the age of 18.
Yeah.
And then it's time to go.
And then no stuffed animals ever.
No stuffed animals. Now, if you're a full adult person and you have like this one treasured animal from childhood, I could maybe let that slide.
What if you have 60 treasured animals from childhood?
No.
No, it's not going to cut it.
No. And then to get angry at the staff at the help.
No, this guy's a weirdo. This guy's a certified nut job.
Yeah, he did it, by the way. Whatever he's being accused of by whomever outside of Virginia, he did it. I will never believe a word this guy says. You can't believe stuffed animal guy.
Who let the stuffed animal story go?
It's all coming out in this documentary. I think this came from The Guard.
You know what? If that's the worst thing we hear about Prince Andrew, then he got off easy. There are more terrible things this guy has done than stuffed animals on his bed.
Yeah, but
creepy enough.
This is high up on the creeper.
That's creeptastic. The stuffed animals, but there's more to come, unfortunately.
Could you imagine being this? You know, it's funny. And what was that movie with Forrest Whitaker?
Keep talking.
The Lee Daniels one where he plays the butler. Was it the butler?
The Lee Daniels where he plays the butler. That was actually called Lee Daniels the Butler. you jackass.
I thought it was like White House Butler or some shit.
No, you're an idiot. Keep going.
Anyway, you watch that movie, and even you hear, like, I've seen documentaries, but I'm obsessed with the White House. Like, I'll if there's a document, if there's something on
the building itself, or like the history,
everything, the building, the history, the presidents. Like, if I am scrolling past and that's on History Channel, I'm on it. There's no way I'm changing it. Even there's a couple that I've seen like 7 times. I can't stop. I just love them. Okay. And all the staff of the White House, they love being White House staff. Like, they love serving their country. They love being butlers, maids, whatever whatever you're gonna call them. They love it.
You're speaking on behalf of people. You have no idea. What if they hate it? What if they don't
I'm sure some hate it, but for the most part, a lot of them feel like they're doing their patriotic duty by serving their country, by being the person who puts the flowers out every day.
It's a nice thought.
It is a nice thought. So I feel like people that do that have a real sense of pride. But could you imagine being the person that's in charge of the adult male's stuffed animal? Like, when they hand you that laminated photo and it's like, here's how the prince likes his animals, arranged. Like, I can't imagine the depression that must come over a person.
You think there was ever a moment where like one was missing and everybody went into like a panic and had to like rip the house apart and be like, where the fuck is this teddy bear?
What I'm wondering is which one of the staff took a majority of those stuffed animals and rubbed them on his taint, because that's
which one hasn't?
Yeah, I mean, if you were like, hey, these have to be in this order, and then he like flew off the handle, I would just look at him and think to myself, I'm gonna rub these on my taint.
Oh, half of them are covered with feces, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's like, I'm gonna go to the gym in the morning, take a big coffee dump, and then go into work unshowered and just rub this about my taintal area,
right,
until I feel the satisfaction.
You gotta assume that that's happened. Now, when he goes to bed, there's a servant obviously that takes them off. I'm sure
he doesn't do it himself.
What if he's like, he wants to get into bed real quick? There's 60. Does he just throw them, or does he still go to the process of, you take them off, you put them down wherever the hell?
I don't know. I would imagine that's like again, I've never had anybody. The few times I've stayed in a nice enough hotel or have gone on a cruise where they like make your bed up for nighttime, that shit happens around dinner time. It happens early in the evening.
I just can't imagine a more useless task than covering your bed.
Yeah.
In stuffed animals.
But when you're that wealthy and have all that power, what else do you I think this is what people do. I think this is like a psychological thing for a human being. Like, what else do I have to worry about?
Make my dinner, wipe my ass, but you got to make my bed and put stuff that, maybe not wipe my ass, but put my stuffed animals on my bed.
I think it's like a power trippy thing where it's like, he can't ever be the king of England, so he can make, the 3 fucking staff member people miserable by ordering them around with his bullshit teddy bear shit.
Yeah, I don't see, order them around, but it's a useless. I would have, like, on my last day as whoever the hell has to do this, I would just put them all in a pile and just throw a match. Like, here's your fucking stuffed animals.
Yeah, that'd be worth going to prison over, I think.
You think that's prison worthy?
I think I think so. Well, if you light a fire in the
Not inside. You take them outside, a
oh.
controlled burn in a nice pile, you know, and you leave
Say
$100
anything
on the
style,
bed.
put a fucking boombox over your head as it burns next to you, and
Exactly.
wait
How
for it to
can
come to
we
the window.
sleep when our beds are burning? And you just fucking throw the match.
I like it. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, right there. Should we do that COVID update now before you kick? What's going on here?
Vid's killing me, man. I had a little setback
Dude.
today. Yeah, but but also that's why I am nice to most people that like will wait on you or people at the hospital,
Totally.
because I don't want them rubbing my stuff on their taintal area.
Plus, it's nice to be nice to people.
Also that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's a distant second.
It's 5% that and 95% germophobic fear.
I don't want them messing with my shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why whenever I go to a hotel, it's do not disturb the entire time I'm there.
Yeah, yeah. Do you need me to
I
make
don't
up
want
that room
anybody
for
in my
you?
room.
Don't bother.
Nope.
We've got it.
I'm good.
We have got it.
You will take care of the bulk of it when I am gone.
Mm-hmm.
You get in there when I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need you going through my underwear.
Remember when I used to be like a slob in a hotel room when back in my younger immature days?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'm a lot neater now because I
find that very hard to believe.
I am. Well, you can ask my wife. We leave the hotel very clean.
Yeah, your wife probably does.
No, I do too.
I guarantee you don't.
No, I do. You have to. I'll tell you why. A big part of it, you have to raise kids. You can't have once kids come into the equation and they're like, if they see that we do this, then they're gonna do that, and that's a bad thing for a kid.
But your kids are not that old. So before your kids were around, you were still married, and you were a slob.
Perhaps, I don't know.
So if the only X factor was the kids, once they're sleeping in their own hotel room adjacent to yours, you're back to being a slob.
My daughter says "ho and tell." Have I told this story yet? And I just try and get her to say that all the time. I just think it's the funniest thing ever.
That is funny.
Ho and tell. She's like, "Are we going to go to a ho and tell tonight?"
Like show and tell.
Which is funny because, like, if you go to like a hooker hotel, it basically becomes ho and tell.
It does do that.
Yeah. Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyers are expected to formally request the case to be overturned, and due to the whole jury thing that's going on, and request a retrial. So that that was formally done.
Here we go again.
Yeah, that's it. That's the quick update on that.
Yeah, there it is.
That was basically it.
That was like the quickest story I think we ever had on this podcast.
Yeah, when there's more, we'll give you more, but that's it.
Yep.
So
Britney's dad is a douche, huh?
Oh, so shitty. Here's what angers me about this. So, Jamie Spears, Britney's sister, I think put out something, and Britney disagreed with it. So then Britney was just like, guess what? I'm just going to release a whole bunch of shit here. And we learned, again, what kind of happened. Supposedly, Jamie Spears, this is Britney's dad, and lawyers took more than $36 million from Britney over the course of her conservatorship. Her father even used some of the earnings as his role as conservator to pitch his own reality show. This is all according to new court documents filed today ahead of the pop star's hearing in her continual battle.
Why do you need money to pitch a reality show?
No, he was just stealing. Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
Unless he filmed a pilot or something.
Maybe he did. You know what bothers me though?
What?
The show that he attempted to pitch in 2015. Can you guess what type of show? It said reality show. It's not well, I think he did the reality show, and then I also think he pitched another.
Don't tell me
show.
It's like a singing contest or something.
No, that's a good guess though, but no. This will anger you. Maybe it won't anger you, but it angers me greatly.
Is it like Clean Hotels?
Ho and tells?
Ho and Tells.
Clean and Ho and tells?
Yeah.
No, he pitched a cooking show.
He is not a I mean, I guess you don't have to be a chef to be a producer of the show.
He pitched a show to the cooking channel called Cookin', Cruisin', and Chaos with Jamie Spears.
You lost me at Jamie Spears. Why would you put your name on it?
It bothers me a little bit. Okay, here's a theme. Here's a couple of things that people think they can do, like anybody can do. A cooking show, write a children's book, and honestly, I'm going to do a podcast in there. Now, technically, anybody can do all those things.
But do it well.
Thank you. It's very, very hard to do.
Yeah, we haven't figured it out yet.
No, we're not. We're 0 for 3, by the way, on all.
Look for my cooking show coming up soon, though.
But there's something about, I don't know what it is. I mean, I obviously know cooking shows are hugely popular. I think that people kind of, what's the word? Unlock the secret to a cooking show, which is, yeah, the cooking and the recipe is important, but also it's a lot of personality. Like, I think Emerald really slammed that one home.
Any reality show, you got to have personalities on there.
But a lot of the great shows are filled with people who have that X Factor personality.
Yeah, right? You want, and even like cooking shows have come down to like, this one is against this one, and they're fighting, and it's like, just cook and who wins.
Well, they're still kind of doing that. That new Gordon Ramsay one. Have you seen this one? Where it's like, what
level
floor
chef
is the recipe on? And the thing moves. Have you watched it? Is it good?
I watched the first episode.
I can't bring myself to watch it.
It's not terrible when you figure out the concept. When you get through, it's a little convoluted, but it's 3 levels. The top level is like the best kitchen you've ever seen in your life. The middle level is a run-of-the-mill, like everyday restaurant kitchen, and the bottom level is like the worst kitchen. Like there's like no equipment, the burners aren't working, all that kind of stuff. And what happens is, by luck of the draw or however it works. I only watched the first episode, but so when it kicked off, it was luck of the draw, whoever gets on to which level. And the food that you get to choose from is on like a pedestal, and it's on like a pole, and it goes from the top level. They get to pick the best stuff. Then it goes down to the next level. They get to pick what's left over. And then the bottom level, they get to pick what's left over from that. So the bottom level gets screwed on everything.
So you get the shitty level, and then you get the scraps leftovers.
Yeah, so you get the best level, medium level, and then the shit level. And who can create the best stuff out of all that. And each level, there's 3 hosts, Gordon Ramsay and 2 other chefs. I don't remember their names. And they like go level to level, like, oh, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
And then what do they make? Like, do they have to make the same dish, or they make whatever they want?
Well, it was the first episode. They made whatever they want, whatever they can get their hands on. One guy was like, I don't have a protein, because there was nothing left on the thing, so we had to make a vegetarian dish.
Okay.
Like whatever's left on the.
And then they judge. Now, does the person who's in the shitty kitchen get a break?
No.
They don't get any leeway.
You have to make the best with what you got, and if it's crap, it's crap.
I hate this.
Well,
I hate it. Even on like Chopped, when they're like, this dish you should have cooked this for longer, and this people go, yes, chef. Like, it's like, I would hate you with a frying pan if you told me on this show where you have 14 minutes to make a fucking dinner. Should have cooked? Yeah, no shit, asshole. Why did you
put a timer on me, you jerks?
Yeah, why don't you throw 30 more seconds on the fucking clock, asswad?
I could have used a little more cook time on this. Yeah, so could I.
They just sit there and take that shit. I get so angry watching that.
Yeah, and that's how you get kicked off the first episode.
So now, is this like are they on for a whole season, or is it every show there's
No, it's the every show one person gets eliminated. Every episode till the end of the season.
So every episode 3 new cooks come on, and then one of them goes?
No,
or
it's every level there's like 5 cooks on each level.
Okay. Oh,
and they're all using different things, running around.
So do they get demoted and promoted based on how they do?
I haven't seen the second one. I haven't seen the second episode yet. So I'm sure there's different ways they get thrown into which kitchen. And I'm not sure if that's the only hurdles they have to go through. But in the first episode, that was it. 3 levels.
I missed, what was her name? Julia Child. I just missed Julia Child days.
Just cook and make it sound good.
Yeah.
Well, Gordon Ramsay, you go on YouTube. Gordon Ramsay,
he's great.
I could watch him cook all day.
I like him, but that's the thing. I'd rather watch him cook on TikTok than watch him scream at people on the show. I mean, I don't love the screaming shit anymore.
Screaming's good. I like when he goes to a restaurant and totally craps on their life.
I like that too. I like the rehab ones where he's like, "How fucking clueless are you?" I like that stuff.
I wish Kitchen Nightmares was still a thing. That was great.
I mean,
he would go to a restaurant and be like, "This place is a pigsty. Your food is terrible, and your family's falling apart." And by the end of the show,
he fixed everything.
He fixed everything in like 3 days. The restaurant's 100% like perfect. The food is immaculate, and everybody's getting married.
Yeah, that's true.
Love it.
That's basically true. All right, let's add J Sabs into the mix. What's up, kid?
Hello, how are you?
We're talking about Britney Spears' dad stole $36 million from her and pitched a cooking show for himself.
Damn.
Yeah. Which
is
fucked up.
Is that the only? Is there more stuff that he did? I know from what was released before, he like made her stay on birth control or something.
Yeah, all that stuff too.
All that crazy crap.
Which I honestly think him pitching his own cooking show is the worst thing out of.
I mean, who would even want to watch that? Makes no sense.
We were just saying, I'm telling you, there's this false sense of security in everybody with an ego that they think that they can host a cooking show, write a children's book, or do a podcast. Like everybody thinks,
right?
Oh, I know. I'll just do this now, and it's going to be super easy. And it's just not. Do you know how many people have come up to me and they're like, "Oh, I'm writing a children's book," and I'm like,
how many people?
A lot of people. Like, if I told you 7 people, that's a lot of people.
That's you know, 7 people that are writing a children's book.
You know 7 people.
I know.
Besides me and Frank.
We're not writing children's books.
I think you know one of them. You know one of the people. I think it's easy because I think with a children's book, people like they look at children's books and they're like, "What a dumb, simple idea!"
Yeah,
and this is like $1 billion children's book.
You
now.
come up with a character.
Yeah,
you get a moral.
some words.
What's the moral of the whole story, and you figure out a way that character gets to that moral.
Yeah, so I get it. I get the temptation, and like a cooking show, everybody thinks it's so. That's the other thing that's so easy. I'll tell you, it's a good cooking show that he doesn't do it anymore. But Bert Kreischer.
You and this Bert Kreischer.
I love him.
Who's that?
He's a comedian. He's a comedian. He's the guy
the
who
one that takes his shirt off for every stupid thing.
He had a cooking show like on him and Bill Burr have like their own YouTube networky thing. And they had a cooking show and like Bill Burr would go on and like Colin Quinn. He would have it was just like him and 2 other comics like getting a little drunk. He did it with Sebastian Maniscalco. The episode he did with.
Wasn't it like a barbecue type of show?
Sounds good.
Like, did he barbecue, or was it like in a kitchen?
No, he was in a kitchen. Every episode, it was kind of in a different locale. Like he'd go somewhere and like fire off 3 or 4 episodes.
Did he know what he was doing, or was it he was just screwing around?
Part of the fun was that he was screwing around. That he didn't. But then, like, there were times where, like, the Sebastian Maniscalco episode, it was just him versus Sebastian on who could make the best burger, and like, so then he would get like serious. But that was funny to me. That's a good cooking show. And also Jon Favreau's cooking show on Netflix is really, really good.
Is it really? I've seen, like, it's suggested for me, but haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's based off his movie Chef with Roy Choi, who did the Kogi truck when that thing took off.
Cool. Best cooking show.
Do you people read anything ever?
I mean,
how is this reading anything? It's TV shows.
But the food truck, like this guy basically started the whole food truck.
I didn't read about a food truck. Did you guys read anything?
Well, because it was in Los Angeles, you had to read about it to find out about it, like how it took off.
What is this? 1999 reading.
This is the most random topic you could have picked.
I don't even know where we get from Britney's dad.
First of all, it's a food truck.
Food truck fucking history
that branched off from a Jon Favreau show.
No,
and you guys don't read anything.
No, the food truck. He started doing the Korean barbecue from the food truck, and it took off. Both the Korean barbecue craze and the food truck thing took off basically off of this one chef's thing.
Yeah, but don't, decry our knowledge of anything because we don't know about a Korean barbecue food truck that started a wave across the nation.
Well, you have to read a cultured,
Cultured what?
news outlet every now and then, and not everything is Star Wars and Britney Spears.
It's all
okay?
Star Wars and Britney
whoa!
Spears.
Actually, it is.
What else do you
That's
need?
What the topic is
Star Wars, Britney Spears. That's all you need.
Next topic.
I just saw this actually.
Yeah, during Biden gave a speech today, and every time he gives a speech now, it's just like major news. I also read a stat that said that he's the president that's given the least amount of speeches.
It's true.
During his presidency.
So far.
Which I don't think is entirely a bad thing. I think we should hear less from the presidents, no matter who they are. That would
it is? It's like meetings at work. So senseless.
Right.
Like
this could have been an email, Prez. Like, let's.
I know. Like, come on. Unless it's like a pressing topic, you're just gonna like yell it out to the person. So come on.
Plus, his press secretary's out there every day. It's not like she's missing in action for months.
Well, and she's hot as shit too. I think people
she's hot, Jen.
Well,
in the cunty sort of way. Oops, there we go. Shadow band.
Man,
Jane's words, not mine. I think there's this like she snaps back at reporters. She's in a position of authority.
She's nasty.
She's a little.
She is not nasty. She is.
Little...
Yes, she is.
Give me an example.
Oh my God, there's so many.
Give me one.
Well, let me break. Nobody cares.
Okay, hold on.
I think people who like dominant women like watching Jen Psaki put reporters in their place.
She's also a person, and because she's a woman, it's this big special thing. No, she's a press secretary.
A little nasty.
And when she gets nasty questions, she gives nasty answers.
Oh, okay.
She's the greatest press secretary we've had since C.J. Craig. Okay.
If she was Trump's press secretary, what would you think of her, Frank?
Depends what she's saying. Depends what she's saying.
You would hate her. Well,
Trump had what she's saying.
His last press secretary, the one who lasted the longest, I think. She was attractive, wasn't she? McInerney? I forget her name.
She sucked.
I forgot.
Oh, of course.
Anyway,
anything to do with Trump sucks.
Well, her agenda sucked, and she was the mouthpiece for Trump. I didn't like Trump, so I'm not going to like what she has to say. Psaki is a mouthpiece for Biden and his administration. I like what's going on, so I like what she says. I think she's good. What do you want?
There you go. There it is. Anyway, so a reporter from Newsmax, thanks to Town Hall on Twitter, townhall.com on Twitter, asked Biden today why so many Americans think that are questioning his mental fitness. This is the 1 minute exchange.
I'd like to raise a delicate subject, but with utmost respect for your life accomplishments and the high office you hold. A poll.
By the way, he was laughing at that. I got to give this James Rosen credit because Biden knows he's from Newsmax. So
really? Oh, okay.
He knows he's going to get walloped with one, but he came with this like utterly respectful start. And it even made Biden like I love the start of this exchange. I think it was smart from James Rosen.
Released this morning.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, not knowing he was from Newsmax, it did sound very respectful. And I thought Biden's smile was like a thank you, like, no, you appreciate my. That's what it sounded like, not knowing the history.
He knew. Well, I think when they call on reporters, I don't know about Biden, but most cognitive presidents, when they call on reporters, they know who they're from. And usually they say where they're from in the beginning.
By Politico Morning Consult, found 49% of registered voters disagreeing with the statement, Joe Biden is mentally fit. Wow. Not even a majority of Democrats who responded strongly affirmed that statement.
Well, I'll let you all make the judgment whether they're correct.
Well, so the question I have for you, sir, if you'd let me finish, is why do you suppose such large segments of the American electorate have come to harbor such profound concerns about your cognitive fitness? Thank you.
I have no idea.
I'd like to.
There you go.
Now, I feel like he's there. He's getting it. He's laughing. He had a quick response. I just wish the response wasn't why don't people think that you can think? I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? Could have chose a better choice of words there, I think.
Yeah, but it was like a thanks for your question. It's a stupid question. Let's move on.
Yeah. But
That's
I
what that
thought
was.
that was pretty funny. I would like to see James Rosen ask the president more questions, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think we need less from Newsmax, but go ahead.
His voice is very disturbing.
I thought he did a great job with that whole I'm being respectful while asking this question.
He was nice.
Yeah.
He was polite, sure, but I don't know where he got his 49% of registered voters are questioning your.
It was a poll.
He said it. It was a poll.
Yeah.
What poll?
Oh, he said
Politico news something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I also love that he's like, why do you think people think that you're so unfit? Like the answer is bullshit news channels like yours, asshole. That's why people think I'm unfit. That's what he should have said.
Yeah, but he's not going to say that.
He should, though. What does he have to lose? Be honest. Like, you know how when old people get to a point where, like, that old Seinfeld bit where it's like, I'm not going to look when I back out of the driveway. Yeah. I wish he would treat his presidency a little bit more like that. Like, fuck it. Who needs a second term? Let's just.
Yeah, it's okay. Right.
Yeah.
Let's just ride this train right into.
I miss Rock and Roll Joe. Remember Vice President Rock and Roll Joe? He didn't really seem to give a shit about a lot of things. He wore
when
those
you're vice
cool
president,
glasses.
It's like, whatever.
Like, who gives a shit?
Now that you're in the big seat.
Yeah, I know, totally. People are boycotting Starbucks after they reversed their requirement for a vaccine or testing after the U.S. Supreme Court ruling, which shot down the Biden proposal, I guess you would say, to have large companies require their employees be vaccinated or boosted or get tests. The coffee giant earlier this month said that it would require around 220,000 employees to be fully vaccinated or undergo weekly testing. And then when they reversed that, people on Twitter started the hashtag boycott.
Oh, really?
Starbucks. Yeah.
So Starbucks,
I wouldn't think that.
So Starbucks is not requiring vaccination and testing.
They're not requiring it. And that has caused backlash and protest.
Gotcha.
We are literally at the point where you cannot make anybody happy.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's, you know what it is? It's one of those situations where, you know how when a business does something that everybody gets pissed off about, but they always go, well, the way to do it is to hit them with, not going there, not frequenting their place.
Right.
And this is what they're, this is their way of doing that. It's not like they're throwing bricks through the window. They're just saying, no, we're not going.
But out of all of the hollow boycott movements I've seen, this is the most empty one.
Why?
Because this is clearly led by liberal people, and
obviously
liberal people cannot live without their long shot double macchiato caramel over ice.
That's why you buy Jumpstart.
That's why you go to Jumpstart. Are you laughing at me or TikTok? Are you laughing at me or TikTok? Oh, that was at me. My wife literally laughed at me for the first time in like 3 months.
That's nice.
That was
amazing. She must really be sick.
She is really sick, yeah.
I'm surprised at this. I would think it would be the other way around, but you're right.
No, so when I think they were implementing the vaccine thing, all the right-wing nut jobs were like, fuck Starbucks, we're not going there. Like they ever did. Those people get coffee at 7-Eleven and, gas stations and shit.
Oh my God, I've never.
And then when they're like, oh, and now that it's not going to be a thing, we're not going to do it. Then all the liberals were like, well, fuck that. We're going to boycott, which is total bullshit. So
no 7 pumps for me.
Yeah.
No, I am surprised that I would think it would be opposite, but.
Should we make a boycott short pumps shirt? Maybe that's what we should do instead of long pumps only.
Ooh, go the opposite. Flip the script.
Go the other way with it.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Dolly Parton.
Love Dolly Parton.
I feel like Dolly Parton is on.
Janine has 2 big reasons that she loves Dolly Parton.
That was really funny, Janine. I feel like Dolly Parton is our next Betty White, where we're just gonna rally around this old person and just be happy that they're still not dead.
How old is she?
Great question, Janine, and a good
75?
host would have looked that up before we started this. I don't know.
She's 76.
Okay, I was close.
76?
She is 76. She's not that old. And
Also-
she's still doing a lot of good stuff.
And also super hot. I feel like Helen Mirren gets all the old lady hot respect, and that Dolly Parton is not involved in that conveation enough.
Dolly
She's
Parton,
probably like cornier. That's why. You know? She's more corny.
She's not like a
But-
serious
not-
actress.
mainstream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She used to be a serious actress. She was a big actress in the 80s,
She should pose for
early
Playboy.
90s. I think she did.
She
Again,
did.
now.
And then-
76.
She was supposed to, and then I think she just put out a picture of her in the bunny outfit. There was some reason why she didn't. I forget what it was.
I don't know.
But that was it. We definitely talked about that too. I just can't remember what the background of it was.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, the music, she acted, she's got that Dollywood, she's got her own theme park.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Imagine
Awesome.
Imagine
she's-
having a theme park.
imagine having your own theme park named after you. You would like that. I know you would. Anthony Land.
I would like that. When you think about it, there's not like who's got a theme park? Disney, obviously.
Disney.
Six Flags isn't based off of a person.
No.
Now Warner Brothers has their hold on that though.
What?
Six Flags is Warner Brothers.
Oh, is that right? Is that a Warner Brothers thing?
Yeah, you got DC Comics and they're owned by Warner Brothers.
Like you have Margaritaville, right? That's Jimmy Buffett's
Buffett.
deal. That's not a theme park though, but
No.
that's more like
Restaurant.
fuck it, let's have a margarita at 2:00 in the afternoon,
Right.
and then have 7
2
more.
o'clock, 11:30.
Yeah,
Who else has a theme park?
true.
I don't think.
But he's got like hotels and retirement communities. He's got theme parks for old
Resorts.
people. Yeah,
He has resorts.
yeah.
I went to a really nice one in Grand Cayman of his.
Margaritaville.
And I was like, oh, this ain't like the one in
Atlantic City.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I would love
anybody
it.
else who has a theme park.
yeah, like who else has it? Like Dolly. What is hers called again?
Dollywood.
Dollywood.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't think of anybody else who has it. No, nothing.
Michael Jackson. I feel like
He did. He had his own theme park in his what was it?
right.
The hell was it called?
Neverland.
Neverland. Neverland.
Yeah. Except he used it for different reasons.
Way different reasons.
Yeah.
The cost of entry was a little bit pricey.
But I heard you could get in the back pretty easily.
Oh, well done. Well done. Food Network with this tweet, and my girl Alex Guarnicelli. I love her too. I wish we can get her back.
I'm gonna have a big problem with this if you guys don't answer this right. Go ahead.
I think we're all going to be on the same page with this, but you can never tell. It's one of those things where I'm just not entirely sure. So bring it to the podcast. Why not? But Food Network posed the question: you can only choose one jelly flavor to eat your PB&Js forever. Which do you pick? Strawberry, grape, or something else? Alex, by the way, answered correctly and said grape. I'm a grape.
That is leading. I am grape as well.
Only
Yes,
grape.
Abs? Yeah.
But that is like leading the witness. Strawberry, grape, or something else.
Well,
like-
what else would you? What other jelly would you involve in a grape in a peanut
sure
butter
there's a-
jelly situation?
I'm sure there's a peach jelly,
Apricot.
apricot.
So we actually had a big fight at work about this a couple of years ago. Not kidding you. And it turned into like a little screaming match.
Did you get reported to HR? Because that's
Well,
mostly how
obviously.
these stories end.
Obviously, because I told him what I did with peanut butter and jelly once, or made my husband do with it. Okay,
Boy. Oh boy.
so a majority of the people there said, if you use grape, you're disgusting. You
What?
only
That's
use
ridiculous.
strawberry. And I'm
no,
like, what? Like,
no.
sorry, but like, I don't think I've ever actually had strawberry jam. Like,
I've had strawberry jelly.
if it was by accident, I'm not putting it on peanut butter. And they raised hell with me.
there are a
And they were
lot
like,
more.
you don't know what you're talking about. Ew, grape jelly. Yeah, what other jelly are you going to put on peanut butter? Like, are
There
you
a
out of
lot
your
more than
mind?
You think? Strawberry,
Getting
grape,
heated right now. I'm getting
black
heated.
raspberry, blackberry, apple jelly. That sounds good.
I wonder how black raspberry would taste, because that's kind of similar to grape.
Red
Raspberry is good, but
No, this is preserves now. Blackberry, seedless red raspberry jam. There's a lot of different ones.
Seedless red raspberry jam.
Yeah, that's what you put in rainbow cookies.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Tri-berry jam. There's so many different recipes. Rhubarb jelly.
I hate that word.
Rhubarb?
Oh, fucking can't stand it.
Apricot pineapple jam. See, but then you get into like the strawberry
Mixed.
basil jam. Like you get into what
Yeah.
we're talking about, ones you could find in a store, like not ones you could home make. Like lemon blueberry jam. There's jalapeno pepper jelly.
Let me
That's
tell you
good.
something. The older I get, the more I love the combination of lemon and blueberry together.
You're an old man.
I got no problem with that.
I love it. What was the other one you just said? Jalapeno what?
Pepper
Jalapeno
jam.
pepper jelly.
That's disgusting.
Right?
No, not on peanut butter, but with like a cheese, with a meat and cheese board.
I have a real problem, and this is why I don't like jalapeno margaritas and shit.
Oh,
I have a
God.
real problem with things that are supposed to be served cold or chilled being spicy.
Oh,
I don't like that.
No,
Those
it's-
things don't go together. If you
yes,
ask
they
me.
do.
No.
You're gonna hate this one then. Let me see. Where the hell is it? Oh, I just
No.
lost it.
My favorite kind of margarita is a jalapeno one.
I think that's
Oof.
disgusting.
I like a spicy
that.
one.
See, I
in
like
fact-
spicy drinks, like a Bloody Mary with the Tabasco.
Oh, no,
in
see,
there.
I don't like
That's
them.
Nice.
I could do a little bit of a spicy Bloody Mary for some reason. I don't know why, but I don't love
I'm in
it.
on that.
Tomato
What about-
drinking tomato juice is the most disgusting thing to me.
How about zucchini pineapple jam?
That sounds like a party.
That sounds terrible. Zucchini and pineapple.
That sounds like it would be served at a party that Janine would never be invited to because of her political views.
Strawberry kiwi jam sounds good.
Strawberry kiwi is good, yeah.
But fam, I go to Starbucks, so I mean,
I know.
how do you explain that?
I can't.
Ooh,
I can't
How do
explain
you
that.
explain that?
Honey
not a
blueberry cobbler jam. Honey, I think, is a very underrated thing.
So I think people make peanut butter and honey sandwiches.
I do for my
You
daughter
do?
because she doesn't like jelly at all.
Honey is
So-
wonderful.
Every day she gets that.
Not just plain peanut butter. You need the honey on there. She needs the honey.
In fact,
How
today
about-
she told me I need more honey.
How about habanero apricot?
Oh yes.
I tell you, you know
That's-
what's good? Peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
Yep.
Those are great.
Yeah.
Love that.
I like
You know
a
what also
peanut
is
butter.
good? I'm classic. I like the cream cheese and jelly. You ever have nice
Mhm.
cream cheese and jelly sandwich?
What jelly you put on that though?
Oh, grape or strawberry. They're
I go-
classic.
No, I go grape on that only.
What about watermelon jelly?
Ooh.
Mm.
That could be good.
Maybe we should open up our own jelly store. There's a lot of opportunity
There's
here.
so many flavors. I'm scrolling through a list of 57 flavors here.
But can I say, like, I would have strawberry jelly on a PB&J if we were out of grape jelly. Like, if we were
I
locked,
couldn't do it.
I could specifically remember as a kid, like, my mom would be like, "Do you want peanut butter and jelly?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "Oh, I don't have grape jelly, but I have strawberry." And I'd be like,
Like, well, this whole breakfast is a disappointment. And I'm
it was ruined. But I was so excited about the idea of PB&J, I went with it anyway. But I hated every moment of it.
See, here's my thing. Whenever there's choices and grape is a choice, it's always grape for me. No matter
Okay.
what the category. We're talking, I don't know, candy, the grape flavor is always the best. Popsicles,
What about anal
grape is
lube?
always the best. Anal lube, grape is always the best.
All right.
No,
I guess,
strawberry for that one.
No,
I
no.
guess it's consistent. Your views on this.
That's it. I can't think of a category where grape doesn't win every time. Juice, grape, grape juice.
Grape almost seems too conservative,
What do you mean?
like political party.
Grape seems like a political thing? Okay.
Yeah. Strawberry is definitely more liberal.
Well, then I got to switch.
You know
Right.
what I haven't had in a billion years? Grape soda.
Oh, it's horrible.
I can't think
Grape
of the last
soda
time
is
I
good.
had grape
Oh
soda.
no.
I've had orange soda recently, and I like orange soda.
Yeah, I gotta get some of the orange slice too. Orange slice,
Mm.
for whatever reason, was the soda.
Agreed.
Fanta.
All right, so we're all kind of agreed on grape, huh?
I would love to know from the comments if anybody opposes this. I feel like we're all on the same side with this one, but I don't know.
I mean, strawberry is not bad. I like strawberry, and if there's strawberry on the table, I'm gonna have strawberry. But there's so many different, like there's jam. Is jam different from jelly?
Oh.
Well, you got your jams, your jellies, and your.
You got
Preserves.
preserves. You got what else is there? I don't know. But is jam a different? Jam's a different thing than jelly?
I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. One thing I do know is we do not need a Kathy Griffin comeback. And
That's what she said.
dear Lord, is she trying to come back?
That's what she said.
You
To
can't
what?
blame someone for.
That's what she
coming
said.
back.
This is the second time in as many weeks that Kathy Griffin has been trending, that some outlet, this time it's the New York Times, is writing about her making a comeback and the fact that she's no longer, oh, this was the last one. She's no longer sorry she did the Trump cutting off the head thing. Because the people who got mad at that, she doesn't, I forget what it was. She doesn't care about entertaining those people or whatever. I can't remember what it was. But she's been canceled. And I don't know why the New York Times gave her a full article that got her trending today. I don't think we need Kathy Griffin.
No, I'm good.
How many times has Kathy Griffin realistically made you laugh? Not counting the Seinfeld episode that she was in that she nearly ruined.
Yeah, she was not my favorite. She was probably my least favorite character on, that wasn't in the main cast.
I don't remember her being on there for what. What'd she play again?
She was George's fiance Susan's friend that visited, and she was on 2 episodes, and she just kept pissing Jerry off.
No, it was 1 episode, wasn't it?
I thought she was in 2. But I could be wrong, because she did she brought the syrup box of syrup, a crate of syrup for him on the plane, because it had a picture, but she brought the wrong one, or tomato sauce. She brought the thing over, and then she did another episode where she was doing stand up and making fun of Jerry the whole time.
That's the one I remember, which is a funny episode, but you could have gotten anybody to play that part and it would have been better.
She was in 2 episodes.
She ain't funny.
I mean, honestly, realistically, this is not a cancel culture thing. If people could name legitimate times where she made them laugh, I'll allow her to stay. But nobody can.
I can't think of.
With any other comedian, you can point to a special or a joke you heard or a tweet that they had that just made you laugh hysterical. I don't know why Kathy Griffin is famous, and I don't know why she She made her money, go away, enjoy your money, stop trying to be. And then this whole thing of she's on the D list and she's queen of the D list. I'm even sick of that angle of
really,
you're kind of acknowledging how shitty you are,
Man, you do not like Kathy Griffin.
Cannot stand Kathy Griffin. Cannot stand Kathy Griffin. And I thought the Trump cutting off the Trump's head thing was par for the course of her of why are you doing this? This is in no way entertaining or valuable to anybody. I mean, you hate Trump, Frank. You didn't think that was fucking funny?
No, I didn't agree with that.
That was awful.
Not a fan of that at all.
Yeah, it was really awful.
Yeah, she did apologize for it after it happened. She said
I don't give a shit. It sucked. Yeah.
Yeah, it did suck, and it was wrong. It was terrible, but she did apologize, and she was, I think, I don't know. I don't know if she was forgiven, but she apologized, and she was like, that was the wrong thing to do.
But she's on, I think,
but I was never a fan of her comedy.
She only apologized because she's like, oh, I'm in trouble.
Why else does a celebrity apologize?
I never think she was sorry. And she solidified that last week. We didn't talk about it because I can't remember why. I think it just got booted.
A million topics every time.
Yeah. It wasn't good enough to make the cut of the show, but yeah, she apologized. She's like, "I'm not sorry anymore." So that just shows what a shitty person you are.
That takes that away.
And then now it's oh, Kathy Griffin is trying to get back on the D list. It's just go. She wasn't. I don't think she was canceled, caught up in this right versus left. I think she just did something shitty, and nobody liked her all that much in the first place to save her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I agree. I was never a huge fan of Kathy Griffin.
It's like when the company announces we're gonna have minor layoffs and people are like, this is bullshit. They can't do this, and then they lay off the 3 fucking people that nobody likes, and everybody's like, that's okay.
That's wrong.
They're like, is that the end of the layoffs? Yeah, that's the end of layoffs. Then okay, then we're what?
All right, we're good. We're good.
Good move, company. We needed some of those layoffs.
Right.
I'm calling this story Class and Ass. Cardi B offers to pay for the fire victims' burial costs. Who doesn't love Cardi B?
Class act.
That is very good.
Right?
Love it.
100%. And that ass helped her pay for it. So that's why the ass
Oh yeah,
gets
definitely.
credit.
You think it's all ass?
Well, I think it's like Simon and Garfunkel. We all think that Simon was the more important one, but it didn't work without both.
Simon, yeah. I mean, Garfunkel did write most of that. He wrote most of the songs.
No, he didn't.
Sure he did.
No, he
The
didn't.
music part. The music, yeah.
The music?
He was behind the music. And Paul Simon wrote the lyrics.
That was VH1 you're thinking of.
That's true.
I think I mean, come on. That's great.
That's a great thing.
For people who don't know, there was like an apartment building in the Bronx that just exploded, which, by the way, 3 seconds before we started the show, I actually saw the video. Did you see the video?
No.
Horrific. Like this building just exploded. Like it looked like it was in a movie.
What the hell happened?
I don't know. I think it was a gas leak or some
No.
shit.
It was from a space heater.
Oh, a space heater?
How did it explode? It caught fire or it exploded?
I'm not sure, but the problem is why so many people died is because it was like a self-locking door and it didn't lock, so of course fire spreads up, and that's why it went up.
What happens? I mean, in these apartment buildings, aren't there supposed to be sprinkler systems and stuff in every apartment building? Like, isn't that like a standard?
Yeah, but
did it not work?
just think how many people don't abide by the rules.
Yeah. So is this a case of an apartment building that's not up to code and
Well,
sprinklers
their
aren't working
heat was not working correctly, which is why the people had the space heaters. So
right.
there you go.
That I understand.
Somebody's getting sued then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's terrible. It's
That's
I
horrific.
think 17 people.
17 people died. Yeah, there's way too many
It's
people.
terrible.
But it reminded me of like that building that collapsed in Miami not that long ago, and
That's
like
right.
you have these weird, just odd, senseless tragedies that happen.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is terrible. And this happened in the Bronx, and Cardi B is from
Cardi
that
B is
area.
from the Bronx. Yeah, she tweeted that she's extremely proud to be from the Bronx. She's got lots of family and friends that still live and work there. So when she heard about that, she knew she needed to do something to help. She says, and I quote, "I cannot begin to imagine the pain and anguish the families, the victims are experiencing, but I hope that not having to worry about the costs associated with burying their loved ones will help them move forward and heal." So,
Man,
fucking class act.
that is a huge move.
It is true, though, when you have somebody who dies in like a senseless tragedy and then you have to fucking pay like 12 grand to just bury them. That sucks.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a.
That's salt.
Of course,
and
it's you're already knocked down. You're already friggin' in
And then have to worry about money? No.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So good for
her.
Cardi B.
Great.
Love that. Just a reminder that we're going to do product testing on Friday's episode. We're going to dunk
Kind of
an
looking forward to
Oreo
this one.
into pickle juice.
Oreos and pickle juice. Love it.
I have both products. Frank, did you get both?
I'm getting them picking them up tomorrow.
Nice. J Sabs, you're against this?
I mean,
From the reactions in the videos, people they look like they like it. They look
Yeah.
like it's good.
I know, and I don't know how.
What if we
I
put
don't
some
know.
habaneros in the
Oh,
fucking
okay,
pickle
then
juice?
I'll like it.
Will that work?
You get like instead of pickle juice, you get like a jar of peppers and dip it in there.
Yeah, I can do
Jalapeno juice.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little jalapeno juice.
Is there a spicy Oreo of any kind?
Ooh.
Jalapeno Oreos?
I'm surprised there's not a jalapeno cream cheese Oreo yet.
I'm surprised there isn't a million flavors of Oreos.
Yeah.
There's like 4.
No, there's
Yeah,
a
like
lot
mint.
of Oreo flavors.
Mint, and then like there's a Christmas one.
No, there's caramel. There's the white cookie one.
Is there a caramel Oreo?
There's a caramel
There's
Oreo.
a coconut one too.
There's
Alright,
a
so
lot of
that's 4.
Oreos.
Mm.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't. Which is
I'm
why
on the
I'm
listener's
bringing
side
it
when
up.
they're like, do your research, Frank, before you open up your mouth.
First of all, the research complaint usually
Of
goes
Oreo.
this way.
You know as much about Oreo flavors as you do politics.
That's kind of true.
But
All right, let's see here. We got toffee crunch. Fuck, that sounds good.
If you don't see these on shelves, this is always you have to get them from the site, I guess.
Toffee is my jam. Chocolate hazelnut Java chip. There's your mint.
There's the mint birthday. I've had the
Birthday
birthday
cake.
cake. That's really good.
The all chocolate with the chocolate cream chocolate cookie. Dark chocolate I've never seen. Chocolate peanut butter pie. That's interesting. I've never seen that, but I have seen the peanut butter chocolate Oreo.
Ooh.
Peanut butter cream chocolate cookie.
I don't know why it doesn't look good though.
Carrot cake.
That sounds okay.
Chocolate marshmallow.
Oh, that looks good.
Caramel coconut. Is that the one you were talking about, Janine?
Yeah.
Lemon.
I've had the lemon. It's not bad.
Also not on here, but I've seen it. Red velvet they had for a while.
Oh yeah.
Must have been limited time.
Yeah,
All right,
maybe.
so there's a good dozen or so there. Not bad.
There's as many Oreo flavors as there are jams and preserves.
57 by my last count.
Mm-hmm.
14 on this list.
So
I'm looking forward to it.
Are you going to participate, Janine?
I think if I can get to the store before then, yes.
That's a no. That was
If my kids don't
That's a definite no.
go crazy in the store. Yeah, you know.
That was the politest no she could have mustered just now.
Yeah, if I get
That's
if I
like
get around to it.
Yeah. I'll let you know when someone actually out.
Let me get back to you. I'll have my people call your people.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. That sounds good.
DC is killing the Justice League.
What is this about?
So, can you believe that it was? This doesn't sound right. 30 years ago? Maybe it was 25 now. No, 30 years ago. DC killed Superman.
Wow.
You remember that?
I do remember that.
That was 30
I got
years
the comic
ago.
book. I got it.
I feel like we all have the comic book. I have
Yeah.
like 7 of them.
Yeah. Those,
I have the,
1992, that was?
that was 92. I have the version. There was one where it was in a black bag. There was one where it was in a white bag. And then I bought one that wasn't in the bag.
Yeah, I got him. That was a big moment where anybody, even people who had zero interest in comics, was like, I got to get this comic.
Yeah, I feel like that was one of those big crossover comic Yeah, exactly.
That was a big one. Superman dies? What are you talking about?
That was 30 years ago. And by the way, that was from the comic book Superman number 75. So in the current Justice League that they have, they're up to number 75. And that in that book, they're going to kill multiple members of the Justice League in that book.
Ooh.
Well, the Justice League is pretty big. Right now, I mean, most people just know of like the handful that's in the movie. But
Right.
there are a ton of people in the Justice League that people don't remember.
Is that right?
So they're gonna, if they kill people, I can't imagine it's gonna be Batman or Superman or Wonder Woman, because they already killed Superman, and that, you know.
Yeah, and then he came back. But I feel like this is not as impactful as that, because like when that happened, we were like, holy shit. And now that there's like string theory and, you know, multiverses, I don't think that's not that big of a deal to kill.
That's Marvel.
To kill anybody. Well, but I'm just saying, like, this idea of like, oh, you can kill off a character and then bring him back in some other comic book, and it's not that big of a deal.
Well, that's what they did in the that always happens. They brought Superman back in the comic.
Exactly. I mean, nobody thought of that at the time. Do you know he was out of comics for a year when that happened? I didn't know that until this story came out.
And then he came back. And
When they killed him, he was gone from all comics for a year.
I wonder if that, like, they had to be sweating that year. Like, we don't have no Superman. What are we doing?
Probably, but I think they made a shit ton of money from that.
Sure.
From that time.
And lean on Batman a little bit, too.
Yeah, that's true. They always have Batman.
But yeah, the Justice League is big, and
that's like if we lost Cardi B, but we still had her ass. We'd be like, all right, no big deal. We'll get by.
Wait, well, we still have that.
Yeah, we still got that going.
We still got 90% of her.
Vid update. Feeling great yesterday, like $1 million. Today, like shit again. Like thought this was totally gone and done with.
I don't believe you. What?
Awful today. Yeah.
Like.
Look, he's trying to get out of that Christmas exchange.
I'm not going anyway.
Real thick.
No, it's off anyway. It's canceled, isn't it?
We canceled that shit. Yeah, we have our friend gathering Christmas exchange thing.
Well, you don't listen. You don't have to say you don't feel good again because it's already canceled. So you're good. You're good.
I'm not making it up. I'm telling you, like I had the headache.
Yeah, I don't feel good either.
I had the headache and the cough is still there. This fucking thing. Whoever in the CDC said, "Oh, you only have to do 5 days," I'm going to punch that person in the face for sure if I ever meet them.
5 days of quarantine.
Why? The CDC knows everything there is to know about COVID.
It's total. But have you seen the TikTok where they're like, there's a TikTok out there that's trending now where like people call up and they're like, oh, you have to quarantine for 5 days, but 5 more days if you feel a cough still, and you have to go back to work, but you don't have to go back to work. It's a funny little TikTok.
Yeah, I did see that one.
Yeah, but it's pretty clear, straightforward. If you still feel it after you do 10 days, what's the mystery?
I don't know. It just feels strange where it's like people feel like, oh, I got to go back to work, but then they're also like not feeling up to snuff. But then it's also like, well, you're not contagious, so you're like taking advantage if you just stay home. I don't know.
I definitely know there's people who took the full 10 days, even though they were feeling better in 5 days. But do you really fault them? If they're getting paid for it.
Plus, there's, if you can work from home if you could do it. But you take the days you need,
Right. The ones that Anthony needs.
The whole thing. It got me out of this stupid Friends Christmas exchange.
He was good Friday. It was all over by Friday. Come on. I listened to that story, a really good story on Monday night. Very good.
I am willing to
top notch.
If Anthony wants to say he's sick and this thing is canceled, then hey, you are sick, Anthony. Don't let anybody tell you different.
It's already been canceled.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, and I can't discuss any details, but we've decided to revamp the theme of it. And I think you're all going to be thankful we gave ourselves an extra couple of weeks to pull this party together.
I hope it's another taco night because I missed the first one.
It is going to be unlike anything else you've ever seen.
Is it a surprise, or are you going to tell us ahead of time?
It's going to be huge.
That's not a hint, is it?
No, that's not.
I'm not going to be there. Okay.
We were joking around about shows that you like to watch that get you in the mood for some sexing, and I said that Girls was one of those shows. And here we are 2 days later, 3 days later, whatever it is. And they asked Lena Dunham if she would do a Girls reboot, and she was like, yeah, I'm open to it. The only thing that could make Girls better is if the girls were now MILFs. That's the only way that show...
They should title it MILFs.
That would make me so happy. That would be the best. Because the only thing better than an attractive, 20-year-old is a fucking attractive mom. That's the best ever. My opinion.
I mean, reboot means it's...
Because you were MILF and I'm a motherfucker. Okay.
So is it a reboot or is it a
continuation?
Yeah, because a reboot is like you redoing the show.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Like the Sex and the City thing is a continuation.
Reboot's not the right word.
So it's like they're just picking it up.
What do they call that? It's a reboot. Yeah, reboot it. Yeah, when you reboot it. Yeah.
Well, I did love that show, so.
All right. I thought a reboot was
it didn't get me hard as Anthony, but it was a good show.
I always thought a reboot was like you take the show and you get a whole different spin on it.
That's a remake, I think.
My bad.
Yeah.
Remake. Okay. So reboot, they're just picking it up again. Okay.
They're just picking it up.
People like it. That's fine.
Because I guess because the original Sex and the City kind of was like a little inspiration to her, where it was like, I want to do my own Sex and the City that's a little bit more maybe realistic to her world at least. And now that Sex and the City is doing well with their reboot, she's like, yeah, that's, she's open to bringing it back to the small screen.
Good luck.
It's good for my sex life, if not anything else. Jay Sams has promised to do a review of our last podcast without her. Now, I love having Janine on the show, but I have noticed that a few times where she hasn't been able to do the podcast, she comes back the next episode with a huge problem with the show that she wasn't on.
So this is going to be a what's wrong with the podcast? Not this isn't a positive review.
This is a constructive criticism.
I mean, it might be, but I highly doubt it. We haven't spoken about this. I don't know what she's going to say, but I find myself maybe starting to look forward to these moments where she comes back on and tells us everything that we did wrong.
All right, let's hear it. What do we do?
First of all, I said, let me watch this while I'm washing the dishes the other day because, I'm still in 1981 and don't have a dishwasher.
You don't have a dishwasher?
No, I never had one in my life, ever.
Oh, we got to get you a dish. I thought it was weird that we didn't have a microwave. Now that's even.
Oh, that is weird that you don't have a microwave. Yeah.
You got to get Whirlpool to sponsor this show.
So,
can I just say before you keep going, we have what do we have now?
Convection oven.
Yeah, no, but that's not what they call it. What do they call it when you're not in the 1950s? What do you call it?
Toaster oven.
The new thing we just got.
Air fryer?
Thank
Oh,
you.
air fryer. I'm like, okay.
We got an air fryer now. There is no reason to have a microwave with an air fryer.
What about
That makes
heating up
sense.
mac and cheese cup for your kids?
Make it on the stovetop like a real mom. That's what I say.
Boom.
That's my response.
What
to
if
that.
you're at someone's house and you don't want to use their stove, but your kid won't eat anything else?
Then your kid should starve.
It has by your house. Thank you.
Well, if it's not your house, you have no control over whether there's an air fryer or a
the
microwave.
worst ever was when one of your kids, I forget which one, was a baby and you needed to heat up the bottle and we couldn't do it. And my wife had to run to the next door neighbor.
No, I think it was mac and cheese.
Oh, was that the mac and cheese?
It was
I
mac
thought
and
it was the
cheese.
bottle.
No, you don't heat up a mac.
Why didn't we just make her like a real mac and cheese then?
No, I don't know. Maybe you didn't have it
Why couldn't you heat it up?
because they don't have a microwave.
We don't have a microwave.
You can't heat it up on the stove?
Not the microwavable one. The microwavable mac and cheese is an even shittier version than the stovetop mac and cheese.
And my kid likes that one better.
Yeah.
Why?
So
I don't know, Janine, but I'm going to point to you and your husband as being the main problems in this particular question.
Actually,
Who's
was
the
gonna
picky one out of the two of you?
Oh, me,
Okay. So
obviously.
there's your answer.
all right, so what was wrong with the last episode?
I wouldn't say wrong. I just had
Just not good.
There was
Lacking a certain
There was a
spark,
few-
right, Janine?
there was a few nitpicks that. Okay, first, I was like, I'm gonna listen to this while I do the dishes.
Now, was
Then
this
I'm
a
like-
fair assessment, or were you already angry at the fact that you don't have a dishwasher?
I was already like 30% mad that I was washing
All right.
dishes. So,
Go ahead.
and I was like, okay. And then I'm like, wait, 2.5 hours? What? I'm not going to be able to listen to this while I wash my dishes? Okay. So I listened to it while I did some other things that day and yesterday and today. Because I had to go back and like listen to certain things again and go, oh, no.
Did you take notes?
Mental notes, which is why I don't have everything because there was a lot more.
Okay.
Go on, hit us.
The two vagina girl.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know who said it, talking about getting your period.
Oh, that was me. Well, she said it. She brought it up. It was in the article.
But you were like, well, I could see it could be an inconvenience or whatever you said. I was like, Frank, you don't know. Frank, you don't know.
I don't know. I said I have no clue on how that, but I can't imagine that. I'm sure double that whatever goes on is probably worse. No?
Yes.
I would imagine that would be worse. That was my point. Of course, I don't know how it feels or what it's like to go through that, but I would imagine from being around people that go through that, of course, I would imagine doubling it would be way worse.
And I don't think you guys said that, like, you didn't probably think about this. She basically only can have sex 2 weeks out of the month.
I didn't say that.
Because so I'm saying it.
No, she has her time of the month at the same time. It's all.
Oh,
one
it is
time.
at the same time.
She has it one. It's
Oh,
one
that'd be
time of the month.
Awful if it wasn't.
I
But
don't.
it all happens out of the same.
Oh,
I didn't think of that.
period.
What if she didn't? What if she doesn't? What if they?
Right.
That's what you know what I didn't think of that, but that's what I assumed it was. You know what? Here's the
Oh
article.
God, and I hate that term, time of the month. I don't know why.
Would you rather we said period? That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
What bothers Janine is always fascinating.
That should be a topic on its own.
Yeah, I never know where that line is. The discussion in our friend chat today was how the word moist is hated by most of the women. Panties also is a bad word.
Disgusting.
Yeah. And this
Okay.
is
Go ahead.
this is from the girl who pees in public and touched semen on the subway train
And smelled it.
And smelled it.
Just to make sure.
Yeah, and then she's
Because you
like,
can never
"Please
be too positive. Go ahead.
Please don't use the word moist in front of me.
Please don't use the word rhubarb.
Rhubarb.
Rhubarb. Whatever.
All right. So the only thing she said about about her having her period. Let me see. It says her name's Evelyn. Evelyn puts her success down to having 2 vaginas, but says there are plenty of downfalls that she has to think about due to having them. They include putting 2 tampons in when she's on her period. That's the only thing she said about it, which I assumed if you're putting 2 in, it's happening at the same time. No? That's
Yeah.
so that's
I mean,
the,
sometimes it
that's
just
the
feels good
assumption
to
I
put
made.
2 in. What?
Okay. But that's
Gather around, kids. We're gonna learn some things
that's
today.
the leap I made.
Just kidding.
All right, so go ahead. What's the other thing?
Yeah, what else?
Did you even talk about like if she has 2 holes or not?
Yeah, it's 2 fully functional.
2.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I missed that part then. Okay.
And we talked about if she gets to, she puts a toy in one, I think she said, right?
Yeah, she said she uses one for a professional life, which like she works in the sex industry. She uses one for that, and she uses one for her personal life. And she said she has a preference that one feels better than the other.
Do you think that, okay, if she wasn't in the porn industry, let's say she was just, she was an accountant. Do you think that if she was married and then had sex with somebody else, but went into the other vagina hole, is that technically cheating?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would
Yeah.
say no.
Why no?
Because couldn't she say, "Oh, sweet husband of mine, your vagina is still reserved for you entirely. He was in the other vagina."
Right.
Yeah, but when you're married or with someone, you kind of assume that whatever they do is only with you.
I
No
mean,
matter how many holes we're talking about here.
there has to be something in the clause, the marriage.
Yeah.
You know?
If a guy has
there's a
2
loophole there for
penises,
her.
no matter which one he uses, he's still cheating.
Well, he's still cheating.
It's different.
yes.
It's a guy.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
different because it's a guy. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
Woman's not going to let that slide. But a guy, you might be able to convince that she didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
Right. Okay. Honey, it was only backdoor. That's not cheating.
Well, that's
A lot of
cheating.
people don't think that.
Well, if she doesn't do that with her husband, but she only does that with some other person, is that cheating?
No.
Here's a legitimate question.
Yes.
Do you think it's okay? Is it worse if you get drunk and sleep with somebody? Is that cheating less worse than if you like legit carry out an affair with someone?
Sure
Oh
is.
yeah, I think it. I do think it's less worse.
Yeah, of course.
I do, because
there's no emotions there. There's no. You just, and plus, you're altered. Your state of mind is altered. If you're having an affair and you're carrying on an affair for months or weeks or whatever it is, that's way different. That's
yeah. I think they're both equally like I couldn't forgive either one of those. I don't.
A one-time thing. If you're completely drunk and you don't even remember. She doesn't even remember it.
I mean, it's still bad.
It's bad. Yeah, I'm not saying that you get off the hook.
I'm
But you
shocked by
can't-
both of your responses.
I think it's
to this.
less
Really?
bad, but it's
Yeah,
bad.
I don't know who I'm more surprised by. Honestly, I really don't.
I'm not saying I have no problem with it. Of course, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's still cheating and it's still having an affair or whatever it is.
Right.
You know, but I think carrying on a 6-month thing or a one-night stand, yeah, they're both really bad. But the one-time thing is probably less bad.
See, I think that. I think on the surface, I agree. Like it appears to be less bad, but I think that if you drink enough to the point, like, okay, if you're going out,
If you put yourself in that situation,
yes,
ugh.
you're basically giving yourself the excuse to allow that shit to happen.
Let me ask you, what about if you are roofied?
Well, that's different. If you're roofied,
What about if you don't realize what you're drinking? Meaning, like,
It hits you after.
yes.
I mean, you're always responsible. You're still responsible for yourself. I get that. But if you're, if you fuck up, all I'm saying is one slip up drunk is still bad, but it's less bad. Maybe
Right.
if cheating for 6 months is a 10, a one-time slip up drunk is a 9.5.
Oh, I would put it like a 6.
Yeah, but it's forgivable.
Yeah, it depends. You're an idiot. You're.
I'm just trying to keep everybody updated on what topics we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a big one. When Frank
I'm not
and
even
Janine
reading that.
admit to being cucks. That's a big story.
Well, I'm just thinking of something that happened with my friend, and really not my friend. No,
So
really.
you?
What?
You can tell us.
No. So really, my friend.
Because I'm gonna tell you, like a friend of mine the other night ate a whole sleeve and a half of Oreos
with pickle juice.
Go ahead.
Friend of yours?
Well, did he have COVID too?
He blamed it on the COVID fever. I mean,
God, it's hard to say. I mean, obviously, I would go nuts either way, right? Like know that.
That's
absolutely
what's so
justified.
I could see Frank forgiving his wife for this because he is annoyingly accepting. But I don't know, like the rage that's inside of you, Janine, is. I'm surprised at your take on this.
I'd still be
Boy,
furious.
You're making me blush now.
I know you would be. I know you would be, but I think you'd be heartbroken. I think it'd be horrible.
Absolutely heartbroken.
But I think that Janine, like, I wouldn't worry about you killing your wife. Whereas with Janine, I would literally worry. Like, he would be stabbed at least. There would be a hospital visit. For sure. I'm not joking around about it.
A definite wound that would need attending.
Of some, yeah. There's no way.
I'd say this. I'm pretty level-headed in certain areas of life.
The guy was in the same room as a naked woman at a bachelor party, and you still haven't let him hear the end of it.
Yeah, he looked at some girl's ass when he was like 12, and you still throw that in his face, don't you?
Because he won't fucking admit it. That's why.
30 years later or whatever.
23.
20 or something years later. And it's like, he cheats. He's dead.
But I kind of think it's worse because I think that subconsciously you're putting yourself in that situation for something like that to happen. But at some point, you got to say, A, either stop drinking, B, stop talking to that person, C, where are you?
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Yes, but at the same time, the same thing could be said for guys who go to strip clubs where there's naked women around them. Even though they have no intention, hear me out, even though they have no intention of hooking up with a stripper or whatever, but sometimes things just happen. They just happen. But it, like I said, like if you put yourself in a situation where there's going to be naked women, like something possibly could go wrong.
I don't think so. No,
you don't think so?
99.9% of the time, nothing would happen at a strip. You go to a strip club, there's naked women, you give them money, you leave. It's
I've never seen like a stripper sleep with a guy at a strip club.
I guess you don't have stripper
that's
friends
a movie
like
thing. I feel like that's more of a movie thing.
I was gonna say you have a moment to stop that when you're paying the girl.
Okay.
How
about this? The girl's in the room. Then that's a different story.
He had no control over that.
No,
one.
I'm not. I know that, but that's definitely more likely to happen when you have private strippers come to.
Sure, I'm not saying it's impossible
or whatever,
and I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Again, I just don't think that those girls sleep with guys without money exchange.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. So
listen,
there's a moment there where a guy who's level-headed will take his wallet out and go, "What the hell am I?
What am I doing?
What am I doing?" It's not like something just happened. There's a moment where there's business talk, probably.
All right, we have a lot to get back to. Janine's critiques of the show, but first, the story about your friend. You were going to tell a story about your friend cheating.
Something happened, and she was very drunk, and she's still not sure if somebody maybe slipped something in her drink. Okay. And it wasn't at a bar, but she's not sure what exactly happened. And she was very drunk. She didn't.
Okay, I'll answer this question for you. How many drinks? How many drinks did she have?
Here's the problem. She was drinking whiskey with no food.
So how does she know anything happened?
Oh, God.
She slept with a guy and the guy told her? Or she woke up next to the guy naked?
She didn't sleep with the guy. She
blew
did
it.
something else.
It's even worse.
Oh, that's terrible.
No, not that.
Forgive Janine. That was
We're gonna have to blur that somehow on the
that was a
replay.
natural flinch reaction.
I know.
Oh,
Sorry.
God.
Handy?
Nope.
What's
I
left?
don't know what else there is. Z job?
Z-Job, if you gotta ask.
Well, it was a very
Backdoor?
passionate
Oh, a kiss.
She made out with
wish.
someone.
A
All
very
right.
passionate kiss.
But she doesn't even remember, and she doesn't. How did she know what happened? Someone told her she made out with it.
Yes.
Does the
But-
guy remember?
She didn't know the guy.
And they weren't at a bar. They were at someone's house.
I don't want to say it because it's gonna
Okay.
give it away.
All right.
But
All right. Don't say anything you don't.
it's I think it was valid that, I mean, like you said, like, if my husband got drunk and cheated on me, it's definitely better than if he had an affair.
If he was
Yes.
clear-headed, yeah.
Finally, I agree with Frank about something, because like I feel like if you
And it's about being a cuckold. It's amazing. I
If
didn't
he
see
was
this coming.
if
This
he
is a
was
plot
cl-
twist.
if
that
he or
nobody-
she is clear-headed and consciously cheating on you, that's worse than that person being altered in some way and doing it.
I
But here's-
disagree because
here's-
They're both
No.
really bad.
the
Yeah.
thing is
But
too,
it's
like,
slightly worse if they consciously do it.
right, some people won't get it because they haven't been that drunk, so they don't know what that feeling is like. You know what I mean? Like Anthony, I definitely don't think you've been that drunk.
first of all, I've been roofied. That has happened.
You've been roofied?
I have been.
How did I not know
roofied.
about this? When was this?
When I was at CBS.
I think you told me this.
I told the story a bunch of times before.
I've
I
never
had-
heard this.
I had 2 drinks and was blackout on the way. I had to get driven home by a friend and was blacked out in the back of the car.
Yeah, my friend got blackout drunk too.
I was blacked out, and it was 2 drinks. And I know this for a fact because I left my drink with people that I didn't really know and went into the bathroom and came, which I never really do, but I didn't really know a lot of people at this particular bar. And when I came back out, I was just like nearly gone. And I don't think anybody, I say this all the time, I don't think anybody was trying to roofie me. I think somebody was maybe trying to roofie
Someone else.
somebody, like a girl that was near the drink or something,
Ugh.
and got it wrong.
There's
But
some
I
gross
was
people out there, man.
I was done. And I remember like the next day I was talking to my friend who drove me home, and she was like, "How much did you have to drink?" And I was like, 2 drinks. And she was like, "No, you had to do a shot." Or I was like, No.
What did you have? What was it?
I don't even remember. It was some cocktail. I don't even know what I was drinking. I can't remember it now.
And it
but
couldn't have been. You didn't eat all day, and you.
2 drinks. I honestly,
I don't know.
I mean, I was
Lightweight.
lighter back in those days, but not that much lighter.
All right. Well, maybe you did.
2 drinks would have me buzzed. Even if you would say 2 drinks could have you drunk, I would okay, fine. But to the point where I got in her car, done, woke up in front of my house.
Oh
Yeah,
shit,
that's bad.
That's like me on my 30th birthday. Oh my god! Like honestly, never. Like that night, I definitely could have cheated on my husband. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. If he wasn't there, definitely.
I still
I
think
could
it's-
easily. Go
I
ahead.
still think it's worse because I think you subconsciously put yourself in that situation where you're like, I'm going to drink to the point where I have completely lost control. And then
Yeah.
you don't have people or friends around you that could be like, hey, you're about to throw your marriage away.
let me ask you a
Yeah,
question.
that's bad, but also consciously doing it. This is putting yourself in a state where you don't even know what's going on.
But what happens if you don't realize you get to that state? Like what happens? Because there's been times where you're like, I'm not going to get drunk tonight.
Yeah,
I'm
it
going to be
catches you off
good.
guard. You don't even
All
know.
right.
Yes.
But Janine, you're a female. Have you ever put yourself in a situation where you're totally shit-faced hammered and you don't have a pal around to kind of make sure you get home okay? All right, bad example.
No. Unfortunately, I was always a very good girl. I'm not even joking around about this. I was always a very good girl, and I always did watch my liquor. But
Yeah, not everybody is, has that.
not everybody could do that either, because there's been
Right.
times where I'm like, oh shit, it's catching up with me. Like, honestly, for my 30th birthday, I did not intend on getting that drunk. Like a 2-day hangover. Like I definitely had alcohol poisoning. There's no doubt in my mind. Nope. Definitely did. But I wasn't getting to the and the problem was too, it was very hot that night. So that caught up with me.
Mm.
And I went to the beach during the day. So there you go. Dehydrated. And I was just drinking Jack and Cokes and Jack shots. That's a smart idea, right?
Yeah, that's where you want to be.
That is rough.
That's the game plan right there.
That's
So-
classic 30s. Once you hit 30, after 30 though, the Jack and Cokes go away. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I
When
haven't
the last
had
time
one
I
in
had a Jack and Coke.
10 years.
That's a young person's drink.
I
Right.
was gonna say during the holidays.
No.
I was drinking a lot during these holidays, though.
Yeah, but no, I mean, like,
Oh, all right. So here, Anthony, is a one-time. Let's say your wife cheats on you once, or carries out a 6-month-long affair. What's worse?
he can't think about. You can't do
I'm
thinking.
saying they're both bad. Like I know my wife.
we're all saying that.
If she put herself in a situation where that could
See,
happen,
you're blaming the you're blaming the victim.
yeah, they're not a victim. They're the ones making those choices.
Well,
they're making a
if-
series of choices.
No, they're getting drunk doesn't mean they want to have sex.
I don't know about you, Frank, but
It means they want to get drunk. Doesn't
Right.
mean that they're making now that they're drunk. Doesn't
Okay,
mean
now
that
that-
every choice they're going to make is the right one.
Okay, but again, when was the last time that you were drunk enough by yourself to make a bad decision?
You're talking about me specifically. I'm not everybody. There's other people out there. People have friends that if they cheat, they don't.
I just
they,
feel
they
like
cheat. They don't care.
if you're in I feel this is like a middle-aged conversation. Like this is only people our age and higher, right? And it's like if you go out without your significant other and you're with friends and you're drinking, you're talking to somebody you shouldn't be talking to. If you're going to a place where
What if you're all just at a bar, and let's say you're with two of your friends, and all three of you are completely wasted,
mm-hmm.
and you start talking to people, and nobody's keeping an eye on each other. You're just all completely bombed, and something happens, and that's it's bad. It is very bad. But is that worse than meeting someone,
I know it's
talking
funny.
to them, and dating them, and going to hotels and being with them for 6 months?
I think someone here thinks that I'm the jealous one, but I think you know what I'm saying, Frank.
Jealous of what?
Oh, I could be jealous. Yeah.
He's the jealous one. I think you have a little jealous streak in you.
Oh, I'm 100%. I just don't
Maybe
have
it's a little turn on too for you guys.
murderous rage. That's
Yes.
the difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like me and my husband kind of play that game too a little bit. I'm like,
just
you like the
saying-
girl at work? Okay. What's her
Nice.
name? Do you want me? Call me by her name later.
Throw on like a redhead
On
wig or
accident. And
Well,
then
I
watch
mean,
me
let's
get
be
mad.
honest. We are making this assumption about somebody that we know,
Yeah, I
too,
know.
which is
Like
kinda
I
what-
said today, and they still didn't answer.
something.
So
You
what do you
lost
think?
me.
What does that tell you?
You lost me. Who are we talking about?
your brother.
Oh, got it.
I mean, somebody, your friend's brother.
Yeah, your friend's brother.
No, but we have another couple who I think their entire kink is fighting in front of everybody, which I can't stand. I can't stand when they start fighting.
It's a little much. It's
Wait,
getting
who?
old.
You know who?
Come on.
Who publicly? What couple publicly fights in front of everybody?
Like all the time.
Like a lot more than every other couple. Like has their little spats in public.
Oh, I really don't know.
Oh my god! And you're not
Think
paying
of the
attention to what's
think of the
happening.
7 couples and think of which one it's not. It's not any of us.
Who fights.
I
Your
think
brother-in-law doesn't fight.
no. It
Your brother doesn't fight.
so you're narrowing it down to
Hello?
one person.
There's legitimately only one other couple.
Yeah, but I think that's more joking around.
I think it's a lot joking around, but I
Yeah.
also think it's a little kink. I also think that's a little foreplay,
No.
warming up
it's
the
a
old
power
pot of
move.
macaroni.
Then have at it. Have at it.
So wait a minute. How did we get to? I thought Jay Sabs that you were reviewing the last episode. We didn't
that's
get
right.
through
You
one
are.
thing.
Oh, but what I was going to say before we get back to her letting it do that, the scenario that you just described, Frank, is the scenario of how we were when we were going out trying to meet women.
Okay.
It was, I'm going to go out and have drinks tonight, and then whatever happens, happens. That's an acceptable
That's single
form.
people's talk, though. But if one of the guys in that group has a girlfriend or is married, and they cheat because they're in that state of mind, whatever's going on, whatever reason they have for cheating, then yeah, that's is that worse? I don't think that's as bad as meeting someone and carrying on like a year-long thing.
I think, right.
And seeing
I
them
agree.
over and over again.
But it seems like, correct me if I'm wrong here, someone doesn't think, an old man in this group doesn't think that you should go out with your friends to a bar and get drunk.
Oh, no, I have no problem with that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, I have no problem with that.
I was going to say, okay, Phyllis, thanks.
But I think that when you do that, like you're with people that know, like we're gonna get everybody home, like everybody.
Oh, okay.
You assume you are, but there are friends that sometimes, let's say, 3 people are together, and the friend knows that this person's having trouble in their marriage, and they hook up with someone, and they're just like, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Okay, that's what
friends
I'm saying.
don't always know what's best.
But I'm saying if you're having trouble in your marriage and then you're like, I'm going to go out and get shit-faced drunk at some bar where anything could happen, like that's not less
the point,
worse.
Though. No, it's if you're having trouble in your marriage, maybe you just want to go and get drunk.
Okay, this is, to me,
You're
this
not
is
looking
like
to cheat.
when I go, I'm going to eat good, and then I'm going to have 3 cocktails tonight, and if I get into that sleeve and a half of Oreos, what's the big deal? I know what I'm doing. I'm like enabling myself to make that bad decision.
but you're also not. What if after the Oreos you order Taco Bell or something? You didn't plan
How
that.
did you know? Did my wife talk to you?
I know
Wait,
you.
Let me tell you something, Frank. I think that everybody in our group would agree with us that the long-term relationship is 100 times worse.
That's because that's a relationship. That's an
Right.
outside.
Then just banging someone 6 pumps, it's over.
That's bad. It's both terrible, but the relationship is worse.
I saw something today. I can't even say it on here, but I thought about it too. No, I can't say it.
Say it.
Okay, what about this scenario? What about if you get drunk, you meet this guy, you go to his apartment, you go into his bathroom, you see a razor, you have a bush, you shave it. Is that worse?
The weirdest scenario I've ever
What?
heard.
Is that as worse as having a relationship? Probably.
What's their relationship? If you just meet a random person,
Is there sex after that, or is it just I shaved my vagina in another guy's bathroom?
No, there's sex after that.
Oh, okay.
what's wrong?
Oh, then that's worse. Yeah.
Is anybody
that's way
cheating
worse.
Yeah.
in this scenario?
Yeah,
I'm
that's worse
saying
than
if-
just
if-
cheating.
Okay.
So you add on, I used your razor to shave my bush on
Such
top
a
of the
dirty-
cheating.
Grooming,
Dirty
yeah.
term. Bush.
What do you want to call it? Pubic hair?
Oh,
Oh, add that to the list. Things Janine hates.
All right. I don't know.
All right, so review the show. We're getting way off topic.
Go ahead.
I do want you to go and ask the group because I think that
The
it's going to be
relationship is
majority.
worse.
I think it's like being dead. Like you can't be more dead. There's
Oh my
there's
god!
just
No,
there's
you
dead.
can.
There's not degrees of dead. There's
Yes,
not
there
like,
is.
oh, he was shot and then stabbed and then run over by a car. He's more dead. Like no, you're just dead.
No, you're
No,
just
you're
dead,
wrong. You're
And then there's
wrong.
you exploded.
No, you're wrong. See, I'm shutting off my light because you're wrong.
It's because it's not like being dead.
I don't think
I don't know
there's
what
levels
I
of
want to
cheating.
know what your wife thinks.
I think
We'll
if
ask
you,
her in the chat.
I think if you get Mickey'd, that's not your that's not your
Of
fault.
course. No,
That's a fault.
absolutely no. But if you're, it's your fault either. If you're drunk and you sleep with someone, I'm not saying that's not your fault. What we're saying is it's a fuck up. It happened. It's bad. It's terrible. You cheated. You're a piece of crap for doing that, whatever. But it's worse if you then carry on a 6-month relationship with that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
If you never see that person again, it's better. But now all of a sudden your wife or whoever is going out, not telling you where she's going, meeting up and having secret meetups and all that. That's way worse than a one-time thing. Both are extremely bad.
Too.
Both are very, very bad.
Let me ask you a question. Let me readjust the hold on here. Go back to our original title. What's worse? Okay, you get drunk and you cheat. You cheat with a perfect stranger, or you cheat with somebody that you know. Coworker.
Ooh.
I'll throw ex, even a crush or whatever. What's worse, perfect stranger?
Perfect stranger. Perfect stranger
is worse. You're saying
1,000 times.
I'm shocked by that.
Oh wait, no. I'm sorry.
Someone you know it's a double betray.
Someone you know is 1,000 times worse than a perfect stranger.
Now it's a double betrayal, but it's also maybe it's like it's not some random sleaze off the street kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't.
What if I told you the perfect stranger was Balky?
Oh, then everything's fine. Balky has free range to do whatever he wants.
Oh, God.
Even the dance of joy.
Oh, God.
All right, Janine. I disagree with you. I think everybody will be on my side.
No.
Okay.
Incorrect.
But we'll see. What else?
You're saying sex or sex and a long relationship. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. One night. It's not even a night. It's 6 pumps. Okay.
Yeah. One time.
What if somebody?
Or many times.
What if somebody stone sober has sex? It does 6 pumps with somebody stone sober, and that's the end of it. There's no relationship.
Is worse.
No, I'm saying what is that? You're saying
because it's one time or many times over 6 months.
Many times. Let's take the alcohol
That's
out
what
of the
I'm
scenario.
Saying. Yeah, take it out.
Take the alcohol out.
That's what she said.
You're still saying it's okay?
No, I'm not saying it's okay.
Oh, you're still
I
saying it's
never
less
said
worse?
It's okay. I'm saying if cheating the one time is a 9.9, then having a long relationship is a 10.
Is a 10. Okay.
They're both extraordinarily bad.
But my question is if you take alcohol out of the equation, you're still saying it's less worse if it's one time versus a relationship.
Yes.
How could that be? They're both extraordinarily bad, but carrying it on for like a year is way worse. How could that not be the case?
All right, J Subs, finish your review. Go ahead.
All right.
Well, how can I finish up with after that?
Quickly.
Well, I was just gonna say about the vaccine stuff. I mean, obviously, I don't have to say much more because you guys got your fucking assholes tore up.
Did we? What was it? I don't even remember.
A little bit.
Did not, unless it was the live
Comments.
chat. I wasn't watching the live chat.
Comments, a little bit of the chat. Did I? I think I definitely watched the chat that night too.
It was Frank's fault, whatever it was.
How? Tell me how I got.
What did we say about the vaccine? I don't even remember.
Well, you were talking about your good story about like how you didn't still feel good. So good.
All right. If you get the vaccine once versus you got all the vaccines in a booster, which is worse?
Once.
What do I think?
If you were drunk and you got the vaccine, is that less worse?
That's worse.
Okay. They're just checking.
Oh my God.
I don't remember what we said about the vaccine last episode. I don't even remember.
If it's what I've always been saying, then I'm fine with it. If that's something different, then tell me.
No, it's just more of the same. But I think some people got angry, and I was like, "Oh,
good,
okay."
That's
but
fine.
yeah, no, it was the period thing threw me off too, and I was like, "Oh, come on, guys."
I was just basing it off of that one sentence where she said she has to use 2 tampons at once. I thought, yeah, well, that means you have the period at the same time.
No, can I say something? I'm glad you brought this up. I am shocked at the amount of people that we have watching and listening to this show that agreed with my mother that putting onions on the bottom of your feet.
Lots of people said it
was a good idea.
I think the point is it can't hurt.
Well, I mean, nothing can really hurt, but I'm just saying.
You could chop your foot off. That could hurt.
Yeah, they were saying that's like an old wives' tale, like remedy thing.
It's like my mother's saying you put a bar of soap underneath your sheets to help stop with foot restless or leg restlessness.
Is that right?
On top of the mattress, but under the sheet?
On top of the mattress, under the sheet, yes. It does help.
I can't even listen to that. Anthony, I trust your mother. That's the greatest tip ever. Mother knows better. Natural remedies.
Hey, if natural remedies work, great.
I love your mother, Anthony. That's what Frank said.
I did say that.
Yeah. Like, I can just keep going. Onions does work, says Jane. It's an old remedy for drawing out the fever.
Mm-hmm. I have heard that too.
Yeah.
I feel like also time.
Yeah. And lying. And
After
lying
5
also.
days, it went away. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
Oh, did you have an onion in your shoe? Of course.
Right. And Frank, also storytelling, a.k.a. lying.
What?
About Anthony.
What are you talking about?
Lying?
Oh, wait. Hello?
What are you talking about?
Oh.
I'm waiting for you to answer.
Of course the fever ended because his storytelling, that's when it ended as well.
Oh, you tell long stories is the joke, I think.
No. I mean, he lied about it.
Oh, lied about having COVID?
Oh, wow.
No.
I don't know
about
what's
still
happening.
having COVID.
Oh, about still having COVID.
You know what? I'm not going to make jokes anymore.
Man, that was a callback to...
Maybe you do have COVID, Anthony.
We were both gone.
By the way, a bunch of people said, I love COVID, Anthony. So there you go. Maybe with better entertainment
You are
value.
more fun when you're weirded out on COVID.
Yeah? Okay.
All right, well...
All right.
So what else? So that was it?
Was that it? She's just got to go. She doesn't care anymore.
Okay. Abandon ship.
It's time to go. Yeah, that's it. All right, we'll leave it there.
You leave it right there.
I can't believe that you
But
think
we
that.
always love the fan feedback and
Yes,
keep it coming.
I disagree. I can't believe we disagree on this cheating thing.
I can't believe it either.
I don't know why. They're both bad. We all agree that it's both terrible. But carrying on a long-term relationship with someone other than your significant other is worse than a one-time fling.
Absolutely.
They're both terrible, but a long-term relationship is worse.
I can't believe that even if it's a one-time, I can't believe even if they're not drunk, you're like, oh, it's still okay.
I didn't say it was okay.
That's shocking to me.
I hate you so much. I really hate you. I've never hated you more in my life.
No, I get the 9.9 versus 10 thing, but I can't get over it.
They're both exceptionally terrible, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody, any couple. They're both terrible, but the long-term thing is worse. They're both very bad.
You're thinking though, except Janine, because I want to see what she would do to Gaetano, and I get it.
And, I just hate Anthony at this point.
Well, we'll see.
Last question. If your significant other cheated on you, but they came home and installed a dishwasher, is that still bad?
Good question.
Appreciate you guys for watching and or listening. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hop on over to the links in the description. Get some Jumpstart coffee. Get some merch over at the shopanthonyonair.com store. And we will catch you on the next episode.
Show me potato salad.
Man, you suck at that.
Maybe we should go now.